So an odd topic, naming of people names. I don't have any kids, so I haven't named any people except myself. I've had 3 legal names in my lifetime. I was born with one, then I got adopted, and then I changed it when I was 18, and that's useful. I guess I tend to think that most people that you meet don't need to know your legal last name. And I'm not suggesting any fraud or anything like that. I don't want to fight the government over shit. But there's benefits to changing your name. I might even change it again. And there's benefits to having an artistic name, a name that you use. And it's like a brand in a way, you know. I know where I live, a lot of people have nicknames, and so I often don't know their real name, and they can actually then tell the difference between somebody who knows them well and somebody who doesn't, based on whether that person knows their name that they were raised with versus their nickname. It's very convenient. And I think about for some online stuff, you know, there certainly is no reason for people to know your name. On the other hand, being anonymous is kind of annoying. It makes you not have a sustainable level of trust with people. So having an online name is useful. Or more than one, and I have more than one. It's a very useful thing. You could also have names that are gender neutral, so that people don't assume they know your gender, although we shouldn't really be treating people differently based on their gender. In my opinion, we shouldn't decide that their opinion or thoughts have different value based on their gender, but we should, look at the thoughts themselves. We shouldn't have ad hominem attacks based on gender. That's totally pointless. And there's a list. You can make a list of gender neutral names. I asked AI to generate some for me. Now I did that for English based names, but you could do that for other cultures as well. Names that work for either gender. And I think if you were going to legally name a child, it would be useful to name them a name that doesn't state their gender. Maybe. Or one that has forms that can be gendered or not, so that they can use a variant. Let's say they live in a culture that is sexist, then they can put the name that gets them a job better. Unfortunately, they've done studies where they send out the same resume with different names, and that indicate race or gender, cultural background, etc. And unfortunately, there's big differences in who gets called back. And it's not the usual bigotry you would expect. It's actually better, for example, for me, if I was not a white male. And my name sounds very male. So that kind of sucks. But, I've had like a friend who works at a corporation say they really avoid hiring anybody who's a white male at all. Because, they're trying to fix a problem that I didn't create and barely exists. Certainly not in that industry. And so they actually hire people who are less qualified because they want to be more diverse. That is really dumb. Really bad move. Hire the best people, and if you want to fix, systemic problems, then encourage and train people in the group you're trying to promote, that's fine. Make everybody stronger. Anyway, just some thoughts on naming.